Greenblood.
Speak to Kurt.
Do you need
I want to speak to Kurt. You called me Greenblood. Whether he felt... Yeah, have you ever felt lonely?
I always do. Why? Do you want to rectify this?
Why not? Tell him that you thought you were keeping him good company for all these years. Respond in the affirmative. Tell him that you thought you were keeping him good. Respond in the affirmative.
Well, I'd be grateful, I suppose. But sadly, Greenblood, you're not quite my type. Anything else?
Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be in a romantic way. Good gravy. It could be. We could just be friends. We could just be really good friends. I mean. Okay, I'm glad you were very upfront and told us that you were not interested in that way, but I mean, I just want to be your friend. Kurt, is that too much to ask? I just want to be your friend. Just love me as a friend. Okay. Torn out diary page. My pains are getting stronger and stronger. My guts are churning. It's getting harder and harder for me to run the shop. Some evenings I can't even feel my legs anymore. It's as though they've turned to ice. There's no longer any doubt. The Malachor has got me like so many others. Today I had so little strength that I couldn't even cross the road to get to my shop. Who needs books when everybody's dying anyway? All that's left for me to do is drag myself to the little dispensary they installed behind the barracks and hope they can ease my suffering. Oh. That is so sad. Everyone's losing hope. Whoa. What the heck? Kurt, help! There's thieves. I'm trying to cast a spell. Stasis. There we go. Oh. Oh.
Drink a potion.
My energy is okay. Ooh, oh my goodness. Nice. Okay, well, they were trying to steal our stuff. Thank you, Kurt. You're the man. Abandon and leave. Take everything. No, I'm not gonna abandon and leave. I'm taking your stuff. You tried to steal my stuff. Man, alright. Like, none of the guards were around, so we're gonna have to deal with it ourselves. Ah. Okay. Speak to this worker. Greetings. I think I already spoke with you already, citizen. Speak to the peasants. All right. Okay. Cool. Anything here? No. It's gonna take a while for me to get used to the combat. Oh, what do we have here? Ooh, old reinforced gloves, soft old boots, beast essence, take everything. This is stuff we can sell, man. Can I equip Desarde? Change character. Kurt. Old reinforced gloves. Nah. Soft shoes. Nah. Okay. Gotta make sure I'm trying to be as thorough as I can, not miss out on things. The prince's place. Wait, I didn't want to go there right away. I wanted to search this area off more thoroughly first. We're getting... Oh, the Thalim embassy is there. The Fontaine family house. Thalim embassy is right here? Oh, right over there. Hello.
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's relatives? I heard the discourse of this priest on the main square. He says that the Malicor is a punishment from the enlightened.
Speak to Cardinal
Good day,
Antonius.
Sir de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come
De
to
Sardet,
inform you
okay.
that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about
Sure,
it,
what do you need?
and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well.
Side quests.
A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. Heresy, yeah, is not illegal. Like, paganism and other religions that are not Christianity, I know historically has been an issue in places, but I'm like, as long as you're not endangering yourself or other people, you can believe in and practice whatever you want, is my personal opinion. It's sounding like this guy is implying that these people are a danger to society, so that's where I draw the line if you're endangering other people. But I'm wondering if he's overreacting or if he's embellishing at all. I kind of would like to hear the heretic side of the story, but I have a feeling we're not going to be able to. Well, who knows? We'll see. We'll see if we have a chance to hear their side of the story.
Could you tell me anything
Ask
about
about
Theleme?
Thalim.
It would be a pleasure.
Theleme.
As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet.
Interesting,
and give
Matthias.
thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Theleme are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith, and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
This is really interesting. As somebody who is a religious person myself, I'm really fascinated when they have something about religion in video games. It's really, I don't know. I just always love learning about different faiths, even imaginary ones, and I just want to know more about Mateus and the Luminous who gave us magic. That's really neat. That's really cool. I'm excited to get more info on that.
What's your point of view
Their
on the
relations with the
relations
congregation.
between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
Thélème's position
How's
on
Thélème
Tier
faring
4D.
on Tier 4D?
We built a marvelous city, San Mateus, on the western coast of the island. Did you know
Yeah, religious
that certain
base.
historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult. Disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors.
The
And we have
Ordo
tremendous
Luminous.
hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
So, if I understand this correctly, Matthias is like the Andraste of this world, and the Ordo Luminous is like the Circle of Magi, or the Seekers, or the Chantry. Yeah, the Luminous, Ordo Luminous is the Chantry, I guess, or something along those lines. I'm pretty much getting at. I'm anticipating where this storyline is going to go, because quite often, whenever you have religion, I think for me, this is just a personal frustration of mine. Whenever video games include religion in their storyline, it's normally the type of storyline that is an example of the negative or the dark side that religion can take. Like, for example, using religion to oppress other people, like the Crusades, in our own history, or using religion really in an abusive way, to hurt people or to hurt a group of people, or to using religion in the name of God or their gods to justify terrible actions. That is very common in not only like video games, but in a lot of literature as well. And that I find a little bit frustrating, because yes, I definitely 100% agree that organized religion especially can be a cause of very terrible things happening, especially if people use religion, like I said, if they abuse it. And I think that's what makes organized religion, that's what ends up giving organized religion a bad name and a bad rap, as well as people who are religious or people who do practice religion gives them a bad name and a bad rap, because I'd like to believe that the vast majority of religious people are not like that. The vast majority of religious people are not, want to use religion properly and not in a way that abuses people, or maybe I'm naive, because yes, there are people who I think fall into the trap of using religion in bad ways, and I don't agree with that at all, 100%. Being a religious person myself, I don't agree with that at all. And when people do that, again, it gives other people who legitimately use religion as a way of enriching their own lives and try to genuinely be better people and generally try to help other people, regardless of whether or not what they believe in is quote-unquote true or not, or is the quote-unquote truth. If it helps them become better people, I don't care what you believe or don't believe in. I don't care. I mean, my husband's atheist, and we're perfectly cool. My husband is crazy like moral and crazy kind and nice, and religion has nothing to do with it. But for someone like myself, it has helped me. I believe it has helped me be the kind of person that I want to be. So there are a lot of good things about religion and positive things about religion, and I feel like it is frustrating and disappointing that the vast majority of stories that utilize religion, they don't really use religion, and they don't portray religion in that way. They don't typically portray religion in positive ways. They always try to show how religion can be a bad thing, which again happens in real life and is very realistic, but I feel like it can be too much. And so I'm not going to be surprised at all. I'm anticipating, like I said, after talking to this gentleman, I anticipate that that's going to be a thing where they're going to show how their religion is corrupt and how people have used the name of Matthias or whatever to do terrible things and oppress people, knowing this is a game about factions. I think that's an inevitable thing that's going to come up again. But this is something I might end up talking about later on when it actually does come up in the plot, because it's so blaringly obvious that that's going to be a thing in this game.
How
The
goes the
relationship with
conflict
the
with
Bridge
the Bridge
Alliance.
Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Oh, conversion. There's that word. I'm not a fan about conversion. That's dangerous. As somebody who is a member of the LGBT community especially, conversion is not, I'm not down with at all. So this guy definitely has an air of prejudice. You know, he was talking about how people, they have not seen the light, or they have not embraced the light, or whatever it is. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, as long as they're good people, I don't care. But again, this is a very historically, like, this is a game that is based on a lot of real life historical events, and that unfortunately was a thing where people take sides just because they're not of the quote-unquote correct religion as them. You know, take the Holocaust, for goodness sake. I mean, that was ridiculously horrible. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about this a lot
I must be
in
going.
the future.
Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
You as well. May it guide you from being totally prejudiced against people. I have a feeling that's not going to be the case. Alright, let's check the map. So that's the other main quest area. The Great Departure, notify the Bruges Alliance about your departure. We have another side quest, find the smuggler. Okay. Got a lot of... I'm loving this. There's a lot of... It's a good way to get our feet wet, you know, just learn the lay of how side questing works and get used to combat. Hello, worker.
Your Excellency. It is an honor.
I think we've spoken to you before. Ooh, what a lovely fall. What lovely fall weather. It is fall now. Kurt, do you have anything else to say?
Do you need something?
I'm hoping that once we get... once our relationship gets better, he'll actually not keep calling me Greenblood. Fontaine family house. What is this again? Notify. What was this? The side quest. Negotiate with a vendor. Display on map. Maybe it's the other one. I'll look at the codex stuff later. Correct. Find the smuggler. Display on map. Oh, okay. Well, I don't remember what this is, but we're gonna check it out. Oh, sorry. I just keep bumping into each other. Excuse me. And she just takes it like a boss. Are people gonna get upset that I just barge into their house like this? Don't mind me. Ooh, I love everybody's outfits. That is one thing that I do enjoy more than in the Dragon Age games or the Mass Effect games is everyone's outfits are so vibrant. It's so different. They don't reuse models that often. Okay, well, I guess there's nothing to do here yet. Sorry. That'll be a side quest for later. It is really smooth transitioning inside and outside buildings, though, back into the outside world. So they do a pretty decent job about that. Gold coins, old reinforced gloves. I'm looking for a merchant so I can actually, like, sell stuff. And since I think we all have universal storage, it's not like I can ask Kurt to be my pack mule, unfortunately. Would I do that? Kurt, I wouldn't use you as a pack mule.
Have a nice day, sire. I must hurry. I am
You
due.
as-
The price of fabric is very attractive.
You as well.
This should help us in our trade with outside.
Sire,
Oof.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
I love her outfit. Alright, yeah, we've got new items. This one, I want to see. I'm closest to this one, so let's do that.
Greetings. I hope your day will be better than mine.
I'm sorry, but I don't have time to
Oh
chat.
no, what happened?
Soon I'll have enough money to
But-
get out of here and over to that island everyone's talking about. I can't wait to get there.
Sorry you're having such a bad day. Mr. Vendor.
Good day, good
Hello.
sir. How might I be of
Oh.
service?
You can start by
he's
explaining
got
to me
the-
why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the
Is
price
this
has
true?
gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible.
Really?
If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm
He's-
just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
From who? Ask for more instructions. Ask about the other
Why don't we
merchants.
go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
Your
Ask for more
master has
instructions.
apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This
So we'll take it up to the
stubborn fool
master.
is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
So let's talk to the master. Charisma, threaten a prison sentence, intuition, offer a bribe, threaten him. Let's try charisma. We have a 75% chance of
I don't think you
succeeding.
understand who you're dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sardet, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable. Especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
Oh,
As you request,
successful.
my lord.
Yes.
I shall go immediately and ask that these crates be delivered to the attendant.
Now that's a wise decision.
Thank you. I was beginning to think this would never end. You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster
Nice.
must be expecting us.
Cool, cool. My reputation with the coin guard went up. Part of me does feel bad because if you notice, if you look at his face, he is inflicted with the plague, which again, like, that shouldn't matter in the long run, you know, because if you cut a deal's a deal, and I don't want to necessarily, I'm not at all saying that we should have favoritism towards people who happen to have the plague if, you know, there was a deal. I mean, it's a tough call. Like, fortunately, the guy did not pull. I'm surprised he didn't pull the, oh, I'm sick. Can you have mercy on me? I'm sick. He didn't even pull that on. And that's probably, I actually respect him for that. I respect him because he would not use his sickness as an excuse to get out of this whole thing. So I do respect him with that. Yeah, I feel like the reason why he was trying to up the price again might be because to help him and his situation because he's sick. Not that he said anything to that effect, but I'm going to save now that I did that. As you can see, I have a habit of saving in multiple slots, just in case. What does this X mean? Is this like Passover? What? What does that X mean? I always like to save multiple save slots because you never know. Oh no, these are people who died of the plague. Bring out the dead and all that. That's so sad. Just in case, because you never know what would happen. If anything like awful happens, it's nice to have multiple saves. I don't understand people who don't use multiple saves. It makes me so nervous when I watch other Let's Players and they only have one save slot, and only one save slot. Like, there's so many things that could go wrong. As a Let's Player, I know. And I have had to rely on multiple save slots in the past because of that. Okay, so anyway, next quest is inform the coin guard barracks quartermaster in Serene. Heretic, find the smuggler. Display on the map. Oh, okay. No, display on the map.